can add some sort of a treasure hunt or scavenger hunt or something, or
But
some kind of gaming aspect to your marketing that could attract people.
Well, exactly. And I mean, this isn't even about the gaming for him. It's the way he communicates. I mean, that's how they talk to each other. It's like the Snapchat, the Vine. There's all these things that these crazy kids are into,
Crazy kids.
And, but the thing is, what I'm trying to say is whoever you're marketing to, make sure you know where they want to be, how they want to, even if it's not your thing, man, you owe it to them to reach them where they are, another fella, that I've met from, open mics, he's, about 20, 21. And he made a statement that really caught me off guard the other day. And it was like, I want to get this gig. And the guy says, email me. And he says, what the? He says, nobody uses email anymore. What's he talking about? And I'm like, wow. I said, that's interesting, that we got like this generation coming up and you and I and everybody's like, get that email list going and communicate and all that stuff. But you got like a generation of people here that are like abandoning email, and that's scary.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But I would only abandon email as a marketing tool if your audience is truly teens and 20-somethings.
Exactly.
I mean, because most people still need it to register for different things and all that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, again, I'm kind of devil's advocating here, just saying, know your audience, And okay, the next bullet point here is the one that you already mentioned: surprise and delight your most passionate followers. And that's, I guess, really important. I guess who did that really well in 2014 was Beyonce.
Oh yeah.
And I guess we're going to have a 2014 year in review, so maybe we'll talk more about that in the next show.
Yeah. Another interesting thing that she did is her opening track on the new album is called Welcome to New York. And as I understand it, like she actually grew up in like Philadelphia or something. It wasn't, and then they moved to Nashville where she got her start in the business and probably her early success. And she was kind of a country, a country artist. But she's moving, in this pop. There's really not a lot of country, I don't think, on this new album. But she apparently has moved to New York. And so she, a lot of these stories, I think, are the songs are autobiographical. So her lead-off track is Welcome to New York, and guess what? She's teaming up with some sort of New York tourist thing or something and using that song, as it just happens to be the biggest metropolitan area in the country, so again, a little bit of strategy probably going on there.
Think about what you're doing. Just don't do it. Just don't give your songs away unless you know why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? By the way, she is from Reading, Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania. Did you know that?
I thought New Jersey was some part of your roots.
Well, here's what I do. I was born in Rolling Hills a hospital. Yeah, let's go way back, Bob. It's just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I lived in there till I was around 10 or 11, and then we moved to Atlantic City, New Jersey. So like the first half, of my childhood, and then the second half of my childhood was New Jersey. So depending upon who I'm talking to, I either claim New Jersey or Philly, Pennsylvania as my home state, But I am tried and true Wisconsin now, man. That's
right. You're a melting pot of all that.
I am. So moving on.
Yes,
it's been a great episode. I'm having a great time here. Okay, and another bullet point: create excitement during the first week of a launch. That's a biggie.
Yeah, and she did. She actually started this months ago. There was even something that she was starting to tease people and did something with Yahoo back in, did a Yahoo Live thing back in August. So that was months prior to this album coming out. But yeah, I think it's all leading up to the big launch, and she of course is planting these things about Spotify and these articles that she's writing, and in the weeks and months leading up to it. Now we all obviously we have to find our own way of doing that. There's no, we're not going to get in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, obviously, but there's something you can do on a local level, something you could do with a music blog, where you somebody you have a relationship where you can strategically plan a guest post, in the weeks or months leading up to it. Of course, your results you're not going to sell 1 million copies necessarily, but could you just still use these techniques in whatever way apply to you?
Exactly. And last but not least, and I think this is really important, is manage your brand with integrity. I'm gonna let you jump on this one, Bob. Go ahead.
Oh, well, manage your brand with it. Well, yeah, she's pretty much unlike Justin Bieber, because I remember when my daughter's 18 now, but a few years ago, as a favor to her, I took her to see the Justin Bieber movie, and this was before he started getting into all kinds of weird into trouble and doing questionable things. But I was really impressed with his work ethic and how this kid worked, and and was really passionate about his music and getting it out there. But he's taken sort of a turn and tarnished his reputation. Not that you have to be squeaky clean, but she has done a very good job of maintaining, her sanity through all of this. And I think, and this is her brand is one of accessibility. I think a lot of especially the young girls that follow her feel that she's one of them, that they can relate to her. Unlike, and this is all a choice that every artist makes, but somebody like maybe, I don't know if Beyonce so much, but maybe Nicki Minaj or whatever, or
Lady
Katy
Gaga.
Perry. Yeah, they almost seem like they're so far removed that you appreciate them because of their craziness or because of the stellar status you put them up on. But I don't feel like Lady Gaga is accessible necessarily, although she might be, to her hardcore fans because she has that name for them, Little Monsters or something.
Possibly, but I just don't imagine her like walking through the park and taking pictures of some family. You know what I mean?
Right. So Taylor's got a whole different vibe, and so she lives it. I think it's an authentic part of who she is, and she's managed it well. And kind of related to what you said about reinvention earlier, I wrote down this phrase called shared reinvention, and basically it's what she has done is, while she was maybe labeled as country and Nashville act at one point, now that she's got a fan base, they're growing with her, and she evolves into more of a pop sphere. Most of them are coming with her. It kind of relates back to that rebranding thing that we talked about. And another interesting thing in the Wall Street Journal piece, then we could probably end with this, that I actually, it kind of goes against the grain of what I've been preaching for years, so I've got to reconsider this. But she says that that genres are going to play less and less of a role. Did you read that?
Oh, I totally agree with that, because actually this goes way back to a friend of mine who's in a blues band. Says he remembers, he plays in bars for a living. That's what he does. And he says he remembers when everything changed. He says he called it the night that the jukebox went crazy. And it was like he walks into a bar, the blues bar, and they're playing heavy metal music. Then the next thing is like the Macarena. Then the next thing is like, country music. And then it's like hardcore rap music. And that's kind of what you have now. The lines have been blurred to the point of it's like, we like what we like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
she was talking about like her music and others, I mean, are a melding of different genres. There's different influences. And so putting labels on it, which goes counter to, to my, I know a lot of the things and I have to rethink how I position this in my future teachings, about giving yourself a label and, being searchable and SEO and all that stuff. We may have to rethink that, or maybe that's something that you do early in your career while you're still gaining an audience, is to put some labels on it. But once you have a fan base, I think you can release yourself from these keywords because you've already got the fan base and they've already found you.
I think as long as you're, again, now this goes back to the integrity thing. I was just mentioning this. Actually, there's a book coming out called How They Sell Music, and I'm one of the artists, the 12 artists that's being featured in the book. And they just contacted me today for my 5 best bullet points, I guess, is on, reaching your target audience, right? And one of the things I said is, know yourself and what you're about. If you're, for instance, a comedy act and you're primarily funny, it's going to be really tough to sell them on some heart-wrenching, power ballad, or if you're not political, that's not your thing, you're about fun and partying, suddenly you want to get involved in this heavy-duty political thing. You got to be really careful about that kind of stuff. I don't think it's so much about the musical style anymore. I think, you could be like, a power, punk, rap, polka, acoustic chamber band, but I think your message and what you stand for needs to be congruent, not so much the style of the beats that you're dropping. Yo, dog.
Yeah. Boy, nice little you're speaking the lingo, baby.
Yeah, man.
but
listen,
yeah, I get it.
All right, we ran out of time about 5-10 minutes ago. So If you're cool, I think we're going to wrap this up. I hope Taylor doesn't get too upset when she listens and hears that we cut her short, but
sure
it's okay. And but however, I do hope that everybody, even though we're into the holiday season, if you're listening to this in a timely fashion, and we hope you are, we're going to be chatting this afternoon on Twitter. At what time do we do that? 3:00 Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift and lessons you can learn and things, of that nature. And I've actually reached out to Rick Barker, who is Taylor's former manager, and I've invited him to the chat now. I'm hoping this will pressure him because I know he's a big fan of the show, so I'm hoping this is going to pressure him to join the chat. But if he doesn't, that's cool too. But we sure hope that you can all make it. And the hashtag, Bob, is
it's #MMM chat. Those 3 M's, of course, reference Music Marketing Monday, but MMM chat is the hashtag.
Right. And last week, Bob, you couldn't make it. We were killing it, man. It was awesome with awesome sauce. It was the greatest. We had a whole bunch of new people come, and it really, that last topic that we had, talking me off the ledge. Well, everybody came out to see that one, let me tell you.
Oh, good. I enjoyed that. I'm glad people
really
got
great.
some value.
We may have to have some more sessions, Bob, because times are tough, buddy. Anyway, so where can we find you, Bob?
TheBuzzFactor.com. There's a blog there. There's a podcast with this episode, this thing, and other things. Can I be less specific? Tons of books, courses, all that good stuff. But that's where my home on the web for all my music marketing stuff. I would love you to visit and get on my email list, and I'll stay in touch with you. How about you, Billy?
Well, let me tell you all about my things. I got a lot of things going on.
I got things, man.
Okay, well, first of all, again, if you're listening to this in a timely fashion and you have not bought your children music for their iPods, iPads, and their mobile devices, their cell phones, because I know even the littlest kids now are walking around with their parents' media, all that stuff. I want you to run over to www.mrbilly, MISTERBILLY, MrBilly.com. Hit the music link that'll take you over to CD Baby, and you can download all my stuff and get it right on their device, or if you prefer to go to iTunes. And if you want to stream on Spotify, I get a whole 10th of a penny for each play. But hey, I love it, and I'm glad that you do it. So, Taylor, you can say no to Spotify. I say yes to Spotify. So, Mr. Billy for the holidays. That's I'm not even going to talk about music marketing, because everybody out there, you got kids, kids. Just go buy some Mr. Billy music. It'll be awesome. Okay.
Make great Christmas presents.
Great Christmas presents. That's right. And next week we're going to look back at the year.
That's right. Top news stories and just whatever we come up with when we hit the record button.
What kind of sandwich are you going to have next week, Bob?
I'm thinking of, I might do a peanut butter and jelly.
That'd be great. That's the Bob Daker. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm looking at the peanut butter after the roof of my mouth. All right, we should probably we definitely need to end this one. So
I'm gonna have to go to Fiverr and have somebody edit this thing down a little bit. All right, guys, we love you, man. Thank you so much for listening, and peace out, yo.
Yes, bye. So long for now. Whoa.
Are you still there? Excellent! Now would be a good time to visit hostbaby.com for your free 30-day trial. Of course.